And that sort of leads me to a question I've got for you, Emma, to open up the people thread of things. But you're a big advocate of this people first approach to digital transformation. You talk about it all the time on TikTok, LinkedIn. You've got a good following there, and you've built a company around that. Tell us a little bit about why a people first approach to digital transformation is so important.
I mean, the first thing I could say is that you just won't get adoption, and I could end there. Right. But I don't think that makes for a very entertaining show. When I look at my career, so to kind of like give everybody a background of who I am, my career started on the software sales side. And I spent about 10 years helping to lead large-scale transformations across a bunch of different industries, not on the ERP side, but I would say more on kind of a supporting role, integrating with things like policy admin solutions and insurance, ERP systems in manufacturing and commercial companies, healthcare, electronic records management. You name it, our software was a document management and workflow component that kind of integrated there. And so we were involved in these wide-scale transformations across all of these different industries. And the biggest thing that I saw that dictated whether people were going to be successful with their change was how they managed the people side of it. And we mentioned finding the right partners already, Greg. You mentioned the idea of getting the adoption and finding a way to bring people in and get them excited about the change. But even if we're like taking a step back, all of those things are driven by the humans that are involved with the project. And I feel like one of the things that we get distracted with so often when we start talking about digital transformation is that the first word is digital. But it's actually the last part of like an equation when we look at order of operations and how we need to be successful. So we have to start with people and process, and then technology comes in as that last piece. And that order of operations matters if you actually want to be successful. That doesn't mean that every single person in your organization has a say on every decision, because you wouldn't get anything done. But going back to that idea of the vision and the why, you have to be communicating that. You have to be guiding your team along your thought process so that they understand and can feel comfortable stepping into what this project is going to look like, whether that's an ERP implementation or something like a process change or everything in between. And, sometimes I will hear people say to me like, well, it's your job. Like, who's going to not use the technology that they have to use to keep their job? Well, I can promise there's been hundreds of millions of dollars lost and completely like evaporated by the fact that there are a lot of people that will just find their sneaky workarounds. And the larger the company you get into, the more opportunity there is to deviate from what this new solution and this envisioned future is if you're not really intentional about getting that adoption and those people involved in the process. And I could keep going for forever and ever, but I know we've got more questions tied to this, so I'll kind of stop there for a moment.